MovieWeb.com.
So, guys, you guys both have some fighting background. You with your capoeira and you with your sword fighting background. So, is this kind of something you're both looking forward to for quite some time, like a role like this?
Yeah. I was.
I was definitely looking forward to it. I mean, I've always wanted to fight in a film and look like, that like strong hero guy.
You did. You look great in it. I was fencing right from drama college, right? So I always wanted to find that one role where I could finally, be feisty and kick some butt, especially
I'm really
with
a
these.
sissy. And she actually beat me up on set. Like, she was showing me her sword tricks, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
she actually taught me how to fight as a Scorpion King. That's the truth. Let's just throw it on the table.
Well, you know what they say,
Karen
right?
Davis is the reason why I was able to look like
Oh,
the
he's so
Scorpion.
sweet. But they say behind every great man stands the great woman, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's true.
Right?
That
Was
is
that
really
Layla
true.
Matthias?
That was definitely Layla and Matthias. We had an interesting relationship, like, with our characters. We both talked about how we loved it. Like, it was just so, like...
They're very playful and very feisty. That fish market scene.
Yeah.
Wasn't that funny?
It was really fun.
It's on the gag reel. We shouldn't say too much, really.
Yeah, we
but
shouldn't say
no. But that was our first scene we did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were just because the dialogue anyway was just naturally and instinctively very playful and feisty. But you could see that there's a bit of competitiveness between the two, right?
Yeah,
or that. Feisty. It was fun. That was a good scene.
So, can you guys talk about a little about your journey when you're going to find this sword to defeat Sargon? Like, how does that all play out? Kind of seems like a Lord of the Rings, almost kind of a journey.
Yeah. So, well, basically, it was... Matthias is just on his mission. He's pretty much got this vision of where he's gonna go, and he's got one goal, is to find a sword so that he can defeat Sargon. And of course, Layla over here decides she wants to tag along.
You just want to get married to the local sheep merchant and have 10 kids,
Yeah.
There's got to be more to life, and she maybe wanted to be with you for a little bit, so.
Yeah, and it was an interesting journey because Matthias did realize that, he did have this love for Layla as well. And throughout all the journey of focusing on this one sword, there was also this love story in a sense too, where he realized that this person he grew up with, who he always kind of looked at as like another friend, companion that he used to fight with, actually had some feelings for, and he was probably like, I don't like that I feel this way about Layla, but he kind of liked it too. It was like it was an interesting journey for us together because we learned a lot. Our characters did.
Well, they did a lot of growing up. I mean, I know Matthias was away in the training to be a Scorpion King soldier, so that was quite hard for Layla not to see her best childhood friend, in a few years. So whilst he was doing that, she was trying to, buff up too and try to raise her game as well, so that by the time he graduated, she could show him that, hey, I've been working at it too for a while. But she goes and sneaks, off and goes with Matthias to embark on this really perilous journey to avenge for
I think
Matthias' father's death. So.
And I think we both learned that we both needed each other in the end, which is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. So can you guys talk a little about Randy Couture? I heard he dropped you with an elbow on accident.
Yeah.
You can put that on a shirt. I survived an elbow from
I survived Randy Couture. Randy was a really nice guy.
He's a sweetheart.
We had a lot of fun on offset with him, teasing him and stuff. I was making commercials offside, Randy aid, things like that. But there's a couple scenes where there's this elbow that's in the trailer where he elbows me, and he really had to elbow me in that scene just because we had to sell it. I come from a background of fighting from my old Power Ranger days and stuff, so I learned a lot of choreography, and I learned that sometimes in this situation you just got to take it. That's how I was always trained, and it's a little methody, but it's still fun to do that.
You had to, because the fight sequences were very much for you guys, and for Layla too, was really intricate, and you got to go for it to make it pay off, and look really great.
Yeah, you do.
So.
Yeah, you have a pretty big one yourself with
Astarte.
Yeah.
I was so excited about that because these guys have such great fight scenes, between Michael and Randy, and I was like, I just could not wait until my fight scene with Astarte came up, and we were training right from day one, and we had to learn the sequence like down as if it's second nature, you know, because you forget that when you're training in just, you know, the room that we were training in, and you can concentrate and you can take your time, but then all of a sudden when you're actually put in the scene and you've got like hundreds and hundreds of extras running around in mass pandemonia, and you've got to, you know, fight off these 10 big guys, you know, coming at you. And then having gunky water, cold water. You're so lucky you didn't have to do that. Getting cold water, you know, sprayed all over you. I mean, I was wet right down to my undies, let me tell you. And the people were all saying,
I had fire on me. And
it wasn't glamorous,
they call
was
them, what do you call those? I can't really say that.
Jocks?
Those little, like, I can't say what the name is. The spit kickers.
Yeah.
Okay.
They call them something else. I don't know if we can say that right now.
Finally, can you just for the fans of this series, like, what do you think this movie like kind of brings back to the whole series, from the Mummy and the Scorpion King, and like what would you like to say to kind of bring these fans back to this installment?
I think that in every situation, the foundation and the root of where it came from is very important to the whole story. So I think knowing this prequel is knowing the beginning of all of it, and I think it's important that people need to see the beginning of everything. So it kind of gives you a little more, you know, idea of
It answers maybe those questions, right, that people might have had in the beginning, especially of Matthias' journey,
Exactly.
And why he became a Scorpion King and how. And I think if everyone loved the first Scorpion King and the Mummy Returns, they're going to love this. It's a feel-good film. It kind of ticks off all the boxes. It's got a bit of adventure, comedy, romance.
It's just like the beautiful settings. It was in South Africa.
Yeah, it was amazing.
If you've never seen South Africa, you can definitely just watch this and see that.
Yeah.
Great.